for Boxer of the Year, Angel?
Oh man, honestly, I'm gonna give it to Manny, bro. I'm gonna give it to Manny. Like I really wanted to argue for Canelo. I really wanted to argue for. I mean, honestly, if Tyson would have fought better competition, I would give it to Tyson. Wilder, he's fought guys up there, but it's like it's not the Adam Kawanakis, the more challenging guys up at that echelon, the Povetkins, those guys, you know. I think, and then we could have given it to Deontay. Then when Deontay's just murking motherfuckers out here with the 1-2. You know, I would want to give it to the up and comer, but even then, it's like I wanted to give it to Jaime because Jaime made, came up, won his title, got his title shot, but I still think he's too young and still needs, more fights under his belt to give it to him. Obviously, Canelo. Great year, beat DJ, beat Sergey, both amazing wins, obviously one at a different weight class, and then DJ obviously now fighting at super middleweight, almost heavy, light heavyweight or cruiserweight or wherever they were fighting at now. So, that's that, but I want to give it to Manny, just the story, the age, the comeback, the everything, and he's back in that conversation. And I think Manny's a really big name in boxing. He attracts a lot of people from a lot of different groups. I think for me, he's Fighter of the Year just because of what's happened now up to him. Obviously, I don't think a lot of people will agree with me, but it's really hard to make an argument for Fighter of the Year. Because a lot of boxers don't fight a lot in a year. A lot of boxers don't accomplish a lot in 1 year.
Yeah.
I think out of all the guys I can think of, I feel like Manny's done the most in 1 year. There's not really anybody who I feel like is even like close to what he did in the year for his story.
Yeah, it's really all about the story, because typically in boxing they only fight once or twice a year, whereas MMA it's like 3 or 4 times. So for that, I'm also giving it to Manny Pacquiao. I see most people giving it to Canelo, but my big hang up with Canelo is kind of this wasn't unexpected for Canelo. He was heavy favorites going into, obviously, I don't think he was a heavy favorite, but he was a favorite going into both the Daniel Jacobs win and the Sergey Kovalev win, and a lot of people saw how close the Jacobs win was, or like if Jacobs made 1 or 2 adjustments, he gets the win, and obviously he had to come from behind to beat Kovalev. A lot of people had Kovalev winning, including myself, until that 11th round, but that Kovalev fight was absolutely kind of a complete sleeper until then. So, the unexpectedness of Pacquiao coming back, obviously he beat Matisse the previous year, but before that he lost to Jeff Horn, and a lot of things, a lot of circumstances, and then he beat Broner, which wasn't unexpected. I don't see a whole lot of people pricking Broner. I know Manny was
people had faith in Broner, though.
They did, but the Hood knows that Broner won that fight, so he got robbed. The Hood knows, so. But even that, going into the Thurman fight, a lot of people didn't think Manny was going to win. I thought Manny was going to get the win, but a lot of people were picking Thurman because he's a younger guy, he's undefeated. He's the WBA welterweight champ, former WBC welterweight champ. And you know what? Manny goes out, he beats the young lion. Whenever he was in his prime, he was beating legends, and now he's a legend and he's beating the prime. So Manny Pacquiao is my greatest. He's the boxer of the year for me. Runner up was probably Deontay. Deontay or Canelo.
Oh yeah. And dude, honestly, we can make an argument, and we talked about earlier for Sean, and Earl.
Definitely.
Both those guys had just crazy years in and of itself. Obviously more Earl because of, how it ended. I still think Sean had a good year for what it was worth because he fought relevancy. He had his title. He beat Jordanis, however you say the name in the year. There's a high name up there. And he fought Earl but didn't win. And if things go differently, I think maybe he's in it. But, Earl definitely in the conversation beat Mikey. Beat Sean Porter, so that was a big deal too. And then, and credit to Loma too. He beat 2 top guys in this weight class. He beat Luke and Anthony. There's a lot of good guys, but it's there's a lot of story in boxing.
Definitely.
And I'm sure there's stuff that went down at these lower weight classes that we probably missed out on because I mean, a lot of these lower weight classes don't get a lot of love, but I'm sure, whoever down there had an amazing year as well. It's just at least for when it comes to media, big media, I mean, the upper weight classes are the things that always are going to appreciate the most love, or get the most love.
Definitely.